Hello students, Namaste. In this session, let us understand the concept of formation of group and group development. We know that in community development, identification, formation and empowering of groups play a very vital role in bringing about desirable transformation at the community level. So we need to understand how groups are formed and how groups can be developed. The elements of groups are generally individuals, but organize a group, one has to interest individuals in the program of that group. If people have interest in forming a group, and if they have a problem, if they have a goal, and if people with common interest, common goal, they generally come together and form a group. So the basic principle of a group is that group may be organized at any time. If there are individuals who have a need, who have a challenge, who have a threat that cannot be satisfied individually, and there is no group already existing to meet that need, in that context, they have to form a group. The stimulation for formation of a group may begin in a mass meeting of persons who become conscious of the need for some kind of organization. See, if some people, they feel that there is a need to have Vanamotsava, protect, enrich, and conserve the environment. So they may form a meeting. So the people who are conscious of the issue, they may take initiation, they may stimulate in the formation of a group. So the initial stimulus may come from persons who later will be the members, or it may come from an outside person who is promoting local organizations around some program. For example, in the case of rural development activities, nowadays non-government organizations come forward and create awareness about environment and encourage people to form groups to protect, conserve, and enrich the environment. So, the direct stimulation depends upon the stated purpose or purposes of the potential group. So, as a sentiment is aroused, people prefer to come together and form a group. So, according to Gregory Moorhead and R.W. Griffin, group development proceeds on four stages. A group that evolves fully through the four stages of development will become a mature and effective group, and its members will be independent, coordinated, cooperative, motivated, and in active communication with one another. So the first stage in the evolution of a group is mutual acceptance. When members get to know about each other by sharing information about them, coming together. Number two is the communication and decision making. People come together, they start discussing on a common problem and agree on group goals. Yes, we have to go for Vanamosava. Number three, motivation. Productivity. Members cooperate and actively help one another to accomplish their goals. Control of the organization. The group may come together and somebody will take the lead and individuals may accept the responsibility. So group activity proceeds. So these are the four important stages in the process of group formation. A group is formed through collective efforts of forming, norming, storming, and performing. It shows that the group has been successful in completing its predetermined objectives when it go for adjourning. So the forming, storming, norming, performing model of group development was first proposed by Bruce Tuckman in 1965, who said that these phases are all necessary and inevitable in order for a group to grow, face up to challenges, tackle problems, find solution, plan work, and deliver the results. The first stage of group development is known as the forming stage. The forming stage represents a time where the group is just starting to come together and is characterized by anxiety and uncertainty. Members are cautious with their behaviors, which is driven by the desire to be accepted by all members of the group. Conflict, controversy, and personal opinions are avoided even though members are beginning to form impression of each other and gain an understanding of what the group will be or will do together. Some believe this cautious behavior prevents the group from getting any real work done. However, the focus for group members during the forming stage is to become familiar with each other, their purpose, and not on work. The typical outcome of the forming stage, including things like gaining an understanding of the group's purpose, determining how a group can be organized, etc. So, in this first stage, in the stage of forming, there will be anxiety initially. More awareness is created as people come together. So this is a stage of awareness, commitment, and acceptance. The second stage of group development is known as the storming stage. The storming stage is where conflict and competitions are at its greatest. This is because now that group members have an understanding of the task and a general feel for who they are as a group and who group members are. So they feel confident and begin to address some of the more important issues surrounding the group. Such issues can relate to things like group tasks, individual roles and responsibilities, and even with the group members themselves. So, in the storming stage, uh, there will be some dominant members will emerge in the group, and they start leading the group by convincing the group members. Once the group receives the clarity that is so desperately needs, it can move on to the third stage of group development known as norming stage. In the norming stage, the group becomes cohesive unit. Morale will be very high among the group members. They actively acknowledge the talents, skills, and experiences of each members that bring group together. So a sense of community is established and the group remains focused on the group purpose and goal. So members are flexible, independent and trust each other. Leadership is shared and members are willing to adopt the needs of the group. They uh, exchange ideas, and so in this stage they take a decision. This is a stage of cooperation and understanding and supporting each other. So it's a stage of norming. The fourth stage is marked by teamwork, role clarity, and task accomplishment. At its peak, the group moves into the fourth stage of group development, known as performing stage. The performing stage is marked by high productivity. Group members are unified, loyal, supportive, competence in all members is seen, allowing for a high level of autonomy in decision making, problem solving, experimentation, and testing. Possible solutions are high as group members are focused on group completion and achievement. The overall objective of the group during the performing stage is to complete their mission. So, group energy moves from conflict to task management in this stage. This is a stage of productivity, achievement, and pride. So the last stage is once the task is accomplished, the group will adjourn. So this is the stage of separation, recognition, and satisfaction. So once a project is completed, a group may move to another project. So in a village, if a group is formed to go for Vanamotsava, once Vanamotsava is over, the group automatically will get adjourned. So this is the last stage, the stage of accomplishment, feeling of pride for accomplishing the task. So these are the important stages in the group development. So we have seen here. So we have seen here the first stage is forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. These are the five important stages in the group development. So in this video, we have understood the various stages in group development. Thank you. See you again.